1, 2, 1, 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. How's that? So you hear me? Welcome to Whose Opinion Is It Anyway? 92.1 FM, WFOV.
Good evening, and welcome to Whose Opinion Is It Anyway with Candice.
And Victor.
Vic!
What's up?
We're running a little late today because you're such a diva.
Oh, wait. Hold
20 minutes
Are
on
you
the flat
serious?
screen.
Are
Well,
you
Vic
serious?
is worried about how his skin looks.
Are
how
you
his teeth
serious?
look. I'm like, Vic, start the show.
Oh, it's like that, huh? It's
And Vic's response to me was, be happy I even let you on this show. I'm just like, my bad.
What is my motivation? Huh? What is my motivation?
Right.
If you
Y'all
remember that
missed he
commercial.
had the scarf around his neck, and I was like, Vic, come on now. You're being too fancy. You don't need this scarf.
Where's my studio?
You know?
Where's my office?
Right.
What do they call that? What those entertainers have when they perform?
Trailer.
Where's my trailer? Honor my trailer. Honor my trailer.
Boy, I tell you, I'm just not going to get far in life.
We got to make some improvements around here. There's a new sheriff in town, people.
See, I don't know what's in that cup he's got over there, y'all, but it's a little fancy. You didn't have to pick it up.
It's water.
They're not paying us
Loaded
to
statement right
advertise,
there.
right? But no, Vic's been a bit hyper. I think he's missed doing the show.
Oh, there you go.
And I was like, oh, Vic. It's supposed to be that special holiday, that Hallmark holiday that everybody celebrates.
That's another issue.
Like, are you going to get in trouble today for not being where you're supposed to be?
Wow.
Vic,
Oh, my
you know,
goodness.
Vic's like, nah. Everybody does what he says.
There you go. There you go. I'm the straw that stirs the drink, people.
Boy, I tell you. This guy, I don't know what we're going to do with this guy.
We're going to make America great again. That's what we're going to do. She told me to tell y'all that, folks. Candice, right here, Candice told me to tell you that she is actually an undercover Trumpster.
Anybody that believes that, when I tell you I've got magic beans right here in this hand, for you, for the cool price of $3.5 million per bean.
Watch out, watch out. What if they offered you a job? Like, what if they offered
I wouldn't accept it.
You wouldn't accept it?
I would not accept it.
If the IRNC are, Candice, you are the model that we're looking for.
If the IRC ever goes on this page, she's the enemy. She's exactly what we're talking about. They're going to start using words like this is socialist. Stuff like that. Like this baby socialist.
A baby socialist.
Yeah. They might call me a full-blown one, though. Full-blown. It's been a ridiculous past
it has been.
few years.
Absolutely.
It's been a ridiculous past few years, but more recently, it's been a ridiculous couple of months.
No doubt.
We've gone through the impeachment in the House. Yeah. He was impeached. The trial had to go through the Senate, which Mitch McConnell announced before it even got there that he'd be acquitted.
Exactly.
So it's very interesting that we call it a trial.
Very interesting.
Got to the Senate, and of course, he had 2 charges of impeachment against him. Yeah. The votes went exactly how everybody thought they would go, except for Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney said he was guilty of treason.
Absolutely.
And should be removed.
Yeah. Which is interesting. Yeah. Why would he do that, though, from a political standpoint?
Because he was guilty of treason.
Aside from that, that's a foregone conclusion.
I don't know.
Us, right?
I don't know. Some people were speculating that maybe Mitt would hop into the race, but so far he's not said that he's running. Yeah. So maybe he meant what he said when he said that, I'm from Utah and I have values and the God that I believe in.
Okay.
It's telling me that, this is a bunch of madness and that this man is guilty of these things. So it really could have been just that simple. However, when it came to the obstruction charge, everybody voted along, not obstruction, excuse me, but when it came to, the obstruction charge, when it came to the obstruction charge, everybody voted along party lines.
Yeah,
even
absolutely.
Mitt. Mitt went back over there with them for the obstruction charge.
No doubt about that.
But, so, all the Dems said, he was guilty of obstruction. And all the senators, and they were in the Senate. So when you're in someone else's house, they kind of do whatever.
No question.
So he was tried and acquitted in the Senate. We'll put it that way. But he's still impeached in the House.
Okay. True. This is true.
Yeah.
As was the case with the former President Bill Clinton. To win the election, Bill Clinton did.
What are you? to win the election. You're bringing that up for what reason? I feel like you're going somewhere with that.
You know, I hate to say this, right? Now, look, Candice, I am not a Republican. Never have been a Republican. Didn't vote for Donald Trump. I'm not gonna vote for Donald Trump. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him win this election, right? But when I'm looking at the momentum, I'm looking at where this thing is headed and how he's been treated like a Teflon Don. Right, the charges aren't sticking. Whatever is being brought up against him isn't sticking, and he's making his way through it. And I don't think his base really cares, to be honest with you. Not his firewall of a base. Those loyal supporters, that 30%, right? That's always riding with him. And Mitch McConnell, Moscow Mitch, and his cohorts and whatnot. There's a stronghold of persons who are with him, and they are serving as his firewall, right? So these charges aren't sticking. They aren't sticking. And I think he was doing some tricky maneuvering too, right? When he made his address to the American people and so forth, and he had these visuals in the audience and that type of thing.
I mean, oh my God, I think that we do need to cover the State of the Union.
Exactly.
Because that,
exactly.
I don't even know what we call that. To be honest with you, it was quite interesting. It was some would say that it was a bunch of propaganda.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, from I heard people saying stuff such as, there was blatant tokenism from him using black people, for him using the president of, I think, was he from Venezuela?
Yeah.
Him using the president to him using the 100-year-old Tuskegee Airman, and then using the grandson saying he wants to be a part of the Space Force. Like, you made Space Force up 2 weeks ago. Stop it.
Yeah, no doubt.
And it's army fatigue.
Yeah. Like, oh, no question.
Even him pretending to reunite families, and it was really weird.
You know what I think he's doing though?
Pageantry, so that he's appealing to his base. He doesn't care what the rest of us think. It appeals to his base.
Now, who specifically, Candice, would you say he's angling his information to?
So I think what he has to do at this point, because this is the thing, a lot of people are banking on the fact that no matter what, white males will vote for him. That he has that demographic, that they're going to stick with him, that it doesn't matter what he does, that white males will still vote for him. A lot of people are saying that maybe he's trying to angle at getting the white women.
There you go.
That he's trying to
We're in the same frequency.
That he's trying to appeal to them and seem like he's not that bad of a guy to them.
Absolutely. He's trying to present a kinder, gentler form of conservatism, but he's not a true conservative, right? It's kind of like the Bushes and so forth, right? When they were doing that, they were angling towards a certain particular demographic with regard to the presentation of a kinder, gentler agenda. And I think you're spot on here.
Right.
I think that he's not necessarily going after the black vote in this instance, but if he gets some of that, cool, right?
Why not?
But I agree with you. What he's trying to do is to show a softer side of himself from an image perspective, and he's trying to win over the sentiments of the white female vote. Absolutely.
Right. Because I think, like, at this point, I mean, it's clear he's not going to get black women to vote for him. Black women will not vote for Donald Trump. That's not happening.
That's true. More black men may vote for him, though, than did the last time. I'm hearing people say that upwards to like 14% on the low end would vote for him.
But you didn't hear me.
Maybe more than that.
But you did not hear me say that black men would vote for him. I said black women.
Oh, I know that. No, I know that. I'm just saying. No, I'm saying that there is a disgruntled part of the Democratic base, right? And some of them are men, black men, who I think are going to give him a hearing. I'm just saying what it is. I'm just saying what it is.
But can I just ask you? As I see it. And it would be great to get
a round table discussion of men.
Or to get a black Republican, a black man that's a Republican. It would be great to get one of them on the show, and just because I would love to hear the thought process behind all the things that he said and all the things that he's done. How's it not turned you off from voting for him? And not only that, but I think that even when you look at all of the things that he says that he's going to do, how they actually have the opposite effect.
Okay,
because a lot of his base, I don't think that they realize a lot of his policies that he's putting into place will actually affect them.
Yeah.
In a very negative way.
That it will.
Absolutely. In a very negative way. And so I would be curious to see or hear how is it that he's not done something that's been a turnoff to them,
or
why they are still sticking with him. The same
Yeah.
way, I mean, because even when you had the trial going on, and
Yeah.
I don't really want to call that farce in the Senate a trial.
The first in Washington.
I mean, come on, they voted against hearing witnesses.
Yeah.
And I will
What kind of
say
trial
that,
is that?
right, they voted against witnesses.
Mhm.
Well, not all the Republicans.
Yeah.
Again, you had
Yeah.
Mitt Romney and Susan
Mhm.
Collins.
Mhm.
They voted to hear the witnesses and voted
Yeah.
for more evidence. But I was a straight funny thing. If you look up the in the Constitution, and I urge people to read that.
No,
you know I urge people to
Absolutely.
read the Constitution.
Absolutely.
It's good read, good read, good read.
Yeah.
But if you take a look at in the Constitution where it talks about the fact that once the trial goes over to the Senate, if you have to, then the president has to be removed, meaning they don't have a choice. So I feel like that was the reason that they didn't want to hear witnesses, didn't want to go down that rabbit hole, because they definitely had witnesses.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
We're going to corroborate what was said over in the House, or the whole reason that he was impeached to begin with in the House.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. In fact, to your previous point, I think that would be a great idea to bring in some persons who would want to have a conversation about what is it about Donald Trump's agenda that's attracting certain black men? Because here's what I think it is also, Candice. I think it's also a socioeconomic issue, right?
Okay.
As it relates to those black men in this instance who are casting their support behind Donald Trump, I think it has a lot to do with economics. I've heard Republicans say, I've heard black Republicans say that you're going to find more people voting per their pocket